The lights had barely faded at Tencent Awards when two names quietly collided online. No photos. No confirmations. Only silence. Zhao Lusi Liu. And a question fans can't stop asking: was that night the beginning of something they were never meant to see? The Tencent Awards was meant to close like every grand ceremony does. Trophies raised. Applause echoing. Stars leaving one by one, returning to their private worlds. But this time, the story didn't end with the curtain call. Within hours, Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning began trending together. Not for a collaboration. Not for an announcement. Not even for a shared moment on stage. It started with timing. Almost invisible to casual viewers, but unmistakable to fans who notice everything. Both stars were reported to have exited the venue at nearly the same moment. Separately, yet close enough to ignite speculation. In the world of fandom, coincidence rarely stays small. It multiplies. It connects dots. And once curiosity takes hold, it doesn't let go. What made this moment powerful wasn't what was seen. It was what wasn't. No shared photos. No leaked footage. Only silence. Heavy, deliberate, and impossible to ignore. And that silence became the spark. As whispers spread, fans did what they always do. They went back. Videos from the awards were replayed again and again. Slowed down. Paused. Analyzed. A glance that lasted a heartbeat too long. A smile that felt softer than necessary. Body language that seemed relaxed. Nothing dramatic. Nothing obvious. Which somehow made it feel more real. Fans described the energy as natural. Comfortable. Not staged. Not forced. It wasn't about a single moment. It was about the atmosphere surrounding them. Two people standing in the same space, yet appearing untouched by the chaos around them. Online discussions intensified. Some called it imagination. Others called it intuition. And then came the deeper theories. Similar departure times. Overlapping movement patterns. Speculation about where the night truly ended. No evidence. No proof. But in fandom culture, uncertainty doesn't end a story. It feeds it. What happened next was not a statement. Not a denial. Not even a vague hint dropped through indirect channels. It was silence. Zhao Lusi did not post. Liu Yuning did not clarify. And in an industry built on constant visibility, that absence was impossible to overlook. For fans who have followed Zhao Lusi for years, this quiet felt familiar. She has always drawn a clear line between her public image and her private emotions. Warm, playful, open on screen, but guarded when it comes to real life. Liu Yuning carries a similar reputation. Thoughtful, measured, a man who understands how easily emotions can be consumed once exposed. That is why this silence felt different. Some interpreted it as a subtle dismissal, a way to let rumors fade naturally without fueling them. Others felt the opposite, that staying silent was not avoidance, but protection. Protection of something fragile. Something not ready to be explained, labeled, or judged. Online discussions shifted in tone. No longer frantic. More reflective. Fans began revisiting past interviews, not to prove anything, but to understand temperament, values, boundaries. And slowly, the narrative changed from "are they dating?" to "why does this feel so carefully untouched?" Sometimes, what isn't said reveals more than any confirmation ever could. As days passed, the fandom found itself at a crossroads. On one side, curiosity, the natural human desire to understand moments that feel emotionally charged. On the other, care, a growing awareness of how relentless attention can quietly erode something private. This wasn't outrage. It wasn't scandal hunting. It was softer than that. Many fans began reminding each other that celebrities are still human. That not every shared glance is a confession. That not every coincidence is a message meant to be decoded. And yet, the feeling lingered. Because the Tencent Awards moment didn't feel manufactured. It didn't feel staged for headlines. It felt unfinished. As if the story stopped mid-sentence. What made this rumor endure wasn't the lack of evidence. It was the emotional restraint surrounding it. No dramatic leaks. No blurry photos. No anonymous insider claims dominating the narrative. Just a quiet ripple moving through the fandom. Kept alive by empathy rather than obsession. The awards night faded from memory, but the question it left behind did not. And perhaps that's why it resonated so deeply. Because it asked fans not to judge, but to feel. So where does this story stand now? Nowhere. and everywhere. There is still no confirmation, still no denial. Only a shared moment frozen in speculation, hovering between imagination and reality. Maybe this story will slowly dissolve, replaced by new dramas, new stages, new headlines. Or maybe, years from now, it will be remembered as the quiet beginning of something that needed no announcement. In the end, what remains is not a rumor, but an emotion. A reminder that some connections don't demand explanation, that not every story is meant to be public. And perhaps the most powerful narratives in entertainment are not the ones shouted across headlines, but the ones left unfinished, protected by silence, and carried gently by those who choose to notice, without crossing the line. If this moment made you pause, if it made you feel rather than assume, then maybe you already understand why it still matters. Because some stories are not meant to be solved, only remembered.